Hey everyone, how's it going? I want to talk about some things that had happened pretty recently in New York City. First thing is the postal worker that got stabbed. That sick motherfucker who killed that fucking postal worker over being in line at a deli. Let me tell you all something who's not from New York. Delis are like war zones. They're like it's no man's land. You have to be very careful because certain bodegas, delis, whatever the case may be, are like hotspots for crimes, like shootings, stabbings, fights. Because everyone hangs out at a deli, at a bodega, because everything's just convenient there. You want to get a pack of cigarettes, you go to the bodega. You want to get fucking food, you go to the bodega. You want to get a drink, go to the bodega. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a hot zone for shit to hit the fan. And this sick individual who killed that postal worker, I hope you get abused in jail. You killed somebody over something so trivial. And I actually seen a recent video of the same person who killed the postal worker getting the shit beaten out of them like a while ago. Like I think it was in the summer. And you could tell that this person is deranged because after the fight, the person had walked into a bodega, ironic out of all places, and as the person was walking out, just started attacking some random person who had nothing to do with it, who was just there. And you could just tell that this person is not mentally well. And I'm going to say something. We have too many crazies in New York City. Like, 10 years ago, yeah, we had crazy people, but it was like one out of the bunch. Like, now it's just everybody's a fucking sociopath. Like, the subways are literally, I refuse to take the subway. I'd rather drive. I'd rather sit in traffic for an extra 45 minutes than take the subway and risk getting fucking stabbed. There's that guy who stabbed a bunch of people in the subway. The fuck is this? Like the subway's just literally a war zone. What they need to do is they need to start, the NYPD or MT police need to start putting police officers in every train. Honestly, at this point, you have to do that. Yeah, it's a lot of manpower, but you know what? People are getting like hurt in these subway stations, and stop worrying about people paying the fare. Honestly, at this point, just don't worry about that. Just worry more about the people's safety. People will pay the fare if it's safe. There's always going to be people that won't pay their fare, but I feel like more people will pay for it if it's safe. It's like literally the subway system in general is just a war zone. Like buses aren't that bad. Buses are like a hit or miss. The bus, if you're taking it through like I'll give you an example, Staten Island bus, more often than not safe. Brooklyn buses are like 75% safe. Queens buses are about 50-50. City buses, you're taking the risk, and in the Bronx, you're also taking the risk. But the transportation system in New York is so dangerous now. It's not worth it for people. It's really not. You can get attacked by anybody at this point. Another one, for a perfect example, the fucking lady who got burnt to death in the fucking Coney Island. I live like 10 minutes away from Coney Island. That shit, when I found out about it, I was like, oh my god. This is so, like, this is getting bad. Like, Coney Island, the train station, it was never, like, really safe. But it wasn't really dangerous. Like, there was no, like, big risk in the train station. But now it's like, bro, this person got burnt alive, like, by a psychopath. This is becoming an issue. Like, really, it's becoming an issue. And, I don't know if anyone's seen, the thing about the Marine that basically attacked, well, he didn't attack, he defended people. Let me rephrase that. He defended people against that maniac, and unfortunately that maniac died. And you know what, I'm gonna be honest, for anyone that sympathized with that person who was a maniac, you're mentally insane, because this person was threatening to kill people and stuff. That Marine is trained that when he sees a threat, he needs to eliminate that threat, whether he could do it lethally or non-lethally. And unfortunately it had to be lethally. And you know, everybody's like, oh, you know, he killed an innocent person. This person was just troubled. No, the person was threatening to kill people. He had a long-ass police record. And I don't care where you politically stand. The fact that you would defend someone who was threatening to kill innocent people is just insane to me. That's a problem. And I'm going to stand by what I said. That Marine didn't even deserve to go to jail. That Marine did what he was trained to do. And that was to protect innocent people and to eliminate threats to those innocent people. And I'll stand by that. I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't know the whole situation. But that's what I personally believe, is that Marine did nothing wrong and didn't even deserve to go to jail for that. It's crazy. People now ask, why do New Yorkers not help each other out anymore? Because we're all afraid to go to jail. Because if we help somebody, we can end up going to jail for it, or we can get sued. It's not right. It's really not right anymore. You can't even defend yourself nowadays. I'll give you a perfect example. If somebody is starting a fight with you and you fight them back and you win, if they call the cops on you, you go to jail. If somebody threatens you and you use force to eliminate that threat, I'm not saying by killing them. I'm saying more is that you stop the threat from occurring. Like if somebody threatens to kill you, you beat them up. If they call the cops, you go to jail, which I don't think is right at all. Listen, there's an old saying: play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Or another good saying is fuck around and find out. And listen, I'm going to say, unfortunately, a lot of people are not mentally well anymore. And it's very sad to see. But we need to either have programs put in place to help these people. Because the problem is, because we don't have we don't have good programs to help these people, is that innocent people are getting hurt in the process. And you know what? Sometimes people need to defend themselves. I will never tell someone don't defend yourself against a threat. Because at the end of the day, your life matters as much as the next person's. Another thing that's fucking insane is the congestion pricing. Now, there's some good and bad to the congestion pricing. A good to it is that the city now is not like as busy anymore. But I'm going to tell you, in the long run, it's actually going to affect the city, not in a positive way. Because this is the way I see it as. Like, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, think about it like this. Yes, now you have to pay every day to go into the city. Trucking companies still have to pay those tolls. So if I'm the owner of a trucking company, and especially if they're union, it's like, yeah, they might have contracts and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's costing these companies more. So think about it. The average person goes to the city every now and then. $9 one time is nothing crazy, whatever. You take the hit. But for these trucking companies, it's $9 every day for them. I don't know, maybe they get a lower price, whatever the case may be. Let's say $5. $5 every day. For 365 days, that's a lot. Let's do the math real quick. 365 times $5 every day, let's say, is $1,825, right? Now, think about it. There's hundreds of trucks going in every day. So it's costing them a lot of money. At the end of the day, these companies, if they have more than one truck, especially, let's say they have 10 trucks every day, it's $18,250. Now, you might be thinking, oh, it's not a lot. But to them, it's going to be. It's going to be fuck. That's every year. Let's say for 5 years they're doing that. That's almost $100,000. That it's just payments that they lose. It's money that they lose. So now what they will do is now they're going to charge whatever businesses they're bringing products to more money. They're going to increase the pricing. Now, because of that, everything that like any like restaurant or whatever the case may be is going to start charging more money for services. Right? Now they're going to lose business because of that, because some people are not going to want to pay the extra money. Now listen, it doesn't affect everybody. There's a lot of rich people in the city, so it may not affect them. It's going to affect these businesses. So now some of these businesses, literally, this congestion could cause some businesses to fall. That's the problem. Some people may not feel it. Like, I would say like people who are making the millions, they're not going to feel this. But I'm talking about the average worker is going to feel it. Some of these companies might literally just stop doing services in the city because it would kill them, honestly. It would bankrupt them. So the congestion pricing is good because now it opens the road more. It's, it's going to stop too much traffic. But now it's also going to be bad because now a lot of businesses are going to start charging more. Some businesses might go out of business. That's why I'm mostly against the congestion pricing. I think it's more of that. The city wants more money, and I kind of get why they did it, but it was just the price that they put is too high. Like if they would have done like $2, I mean nobody's gonna really go crazy over that, but $9 a day to go through that is crazy. And now a lot of taxis might just stop going into the city. Don't forget, certain taxi companies could just not go into the city. They could be like, hey, we don't drive in the city. If I had a taxi company, I wouldn't let my drivers go into the city. I'd be like, no, anywhere but the city we can go into because it's gonna kill us. That's at least my POV on it. But and I genuinely hope the guy who burned that woman, that poor innocent woman, I hope you get abused in jail every day. I hope you have nothing but torment coming to you. I hope you get nothing but abused, stabbed. I don't give a fuck who wants to say anything about it. Because at the end of the day, if you defend these people who hurt innocent people, you're a piece of shit. Straight up. And you know, it's really crazy how many people will defend people who hurt. Like me personally, if two people are fighting and they both chose to fight, I have nothing against it, you know. But if you are hurting, threatening, or whatever innocent, hardworking people, you're a scumbag in my eyes. If two dudes, I'll give you an example. If two gang members fight on the street, I'm not going to get involved. It's not my business. These are two men, two gang members who chose that life, who understand that life, are fighting. That's not my business. But I'll give you an example. If I see a man like attacking an innocent woman in the street, I'm gonna do everything I can to protect that woman. I don't give a fuck. I will crack you with a fucking bat over your head. And you know, if anyone feels some type of way about that, that's your fucking problem, not mine. At the end of the day, if people gonna be like, oh, but you don't know the situation. At the end of the day, I don't care about the situation. A man shouldn't put his hands on a woman. End of the day, I'll go to jail for that. I don't give a fuck. But you know, that's just my point of view. But anyway, this is the situation we're in. So hopefully soon everything gets better and people, you know, start being better people. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope to see you guys in the next video.